Has Warzone killed Call of Duty? And what I mean by that is, has it killed the main games? The thing you buy every year for £60, $70. Warzone is free to play. You don't have to purchase the main Call of Duty game in order to play it. And because of that, many people say that is the reason why Call of Duty over these past few years since Warzone has released has gone downhill. Whether it be the multiplayer, the campaigns, or zombies, any content that you can only access by purchasing the main Call of Duty games is now the developers and Activision's least priority. Warzone, since it blew up, has become their main focus, which means a lot of attention gets diverted from the main games and is instead put into Warzone because that is the moneymaker. We all know that Activision generates much more money now that DLC is free compared to what it used to be when we had to pay £40, £50 for a season pass. You would think them making DLC for COD free would generate them less money, but no, it's quite the opposite. They make more money now that DLC is free compared to what they did when we were giving them £40, £50 or dollars for DLC maps, weapons. And where do Activision make up this lost money? Of course, that is through the season pass and bundles. It seems more people would rather part with their money now than what they would with a season pass. And of course, that also translates to the fact that Warzone is now free. If you make something free, more people are going to try it out. There is a better chance that you have a higher player base, and the more players you have, the more chance there is of people purchasing content that you release. But just before I continue on with today's video, I do want to say that it is sponsored by Voodoo. Voodoo is an official online digital distribution platform where all of the products you see available on their website come straight from official sources, being directly from publishers or developers or official distributors. It is the place where you'll find all of your favourite games, and I mean that because they have a catalogue of over 4,000 of them. Right now on their website they have a Christmas redesign going on, along with loads of special offers as a part of the Christmas sales. Just taking a look at some of the stuff they've got available, going to the all PC games section, there are so many video games for you to choose from: Borderlands the Handsome Edition, Star Wars, The Guest, if we just skip a few pages, Batman Arkham City, a game I definitely recommend at the moment that has 15% off on the Christmas sale. If you want to search a specific category, you can down the left hand side, say sports games. Here we've got FIFA, NBA, Drift, Madden 21, all at the moment have discounts on the Christmas sales. We can even see some of the new releases. I'm interested in the latest F1 game, so F1 2021. Whatever game you want, you'll be able to find it, click it, you can then add it to your basket, and it is that simple. I should also mention that at the moment there is a cashback offer, so if you use the code BOA for every purchase, there is a 7% cashback that goes towards your account, and you can then use this on your next purchase. To me, that is a great deal, so go ahead and check this out for yourself. You can do so by clicking the link down in the description. Find yourself some amazing video games to play, and thank you to Voodoo for sponsoring today's video. Anyway, as I was saying, the main reason why I'm making this video today is I've seen this brought up as a topic a ton of times already. And obviously Warzone being free, if you only play that, for most people, ultimately that isn't a bad thing. But is it if you're a multiplayer person, or a zombies only person, or just play the campaigns? Warzone is clearly Call of Duty's main focus now, so the question is, has it taken away from zombies? Do the developers or Activision really even care about what content they put in the main games now? I would argue that the only reason we have zombies in Vanguard was to sell the main game. Otherwise, if it just released with a 6-hour, 5-hour campaign and a multiplayer, is that enough content to warrant spending £60 on a game when you can play a lot of what it has to offer and a different variant of it through Warzone for free? My answer is no. Vanguard had to have zombies, otherwise there would have been no reason for a lot of people to purchase it, including me. I don't really care for multiplayer anymore. If I do feel like playing an online game of Call of Duty, I'll just play Warzone. Even though I do enjoy the COD campaigns, they're not worth £60, so I think Vanguard had to have a third mode. Otherwise, for most people, it just isn't worth the price tag. Which also makes me wonder, what are we getting next year in 2022? We already know it's being developed by Infinity Ward. The game is going to be Modern Warfare 2. It will include a campaign, a multiplayer, but what will that third mode be? Spec Ops again, like the original? I can't see that happening just because it was such a massive flop. I don't see Infinity Ward putting their time and effort into another Spec Ops mode just for people to not play it. They have done zombies in the past in Infinite Warfare. Could I see them doing that again? I don't know, but bear in mind Infinity Ward have had the full 3 years to develop their next game, so that would have given them plenty of time to develop a third mode. But this all just comes back to my main question, which is, has Warzone taken away the focus from Call of Duty, from the zombies, multiplayer, and the campaign? And the answer to me is yes, it's fairly obvious. If we look ever since Warzone became big, which I would say was partway through Modern Warfare's life cycle. It was definitely big by the time Black Ops Cold War released, and we look at that game and we can see the Zombies mode we know was lacking content. Multiplayer had a fair few updates, although a lot of it was remakes, stuff we'd seen previously. And then we come to Vanguard, where we all know the situation with zombies. Multiplayer does have quite a bit of content in my opinion, especially when it comes to the maps. This is the most we've had in a long time, but I have the feeling as we go on through this game, we will come to realise that it perhaps isn't getting supported as much as Warzone is. And that's because they realise that Warzone not only has a bigger player base than multiplayer or zombies, but that's what also brings them in the most revenue through bundles and the season pass. A question I've always asked myself is, would I prefer to pay for a season pass? Would I prefer to pay for DLC? Just like we used to in the old days with Black Ops 1, Black Ops 2, where you'd get 4 DLC packs, you were told the content you would get in it, and you'd pay, I think it was like £20. Within that, you'd usually get 4 multiplayer maps, 1 zombies map, and maybe a new mode and a new weapon as well. The system then kind of changed later on. For example, on Black Ops 4 we had a season pass, so you paid £60 at the beginning, and then throughout the year you'd get a set amount of content. You were told exactly what you'd be getting, so say 4 zombies maps, 16 multiplayer maps, a few weapons and stuff like that. You were guaranteed to get all of that stuff because you paid for it. Or would you prefer it be free, like we have now in Modern Warfare, Black Ops or Vanguard, but you don't know what you're going to be receiving? The current situation we are in now, especially for zombies in Black Ops Cold War or Vanguard, we aren't guaranteed anything. It isn't a guarantee that we're going to get a round-based zombies map. It isn't a guarantee that we're going to get a certain amount of maps. Because it's all free and we haven't paid, Treyarch, Sledgehammer, whoever the developers are, they don't have to give us anything. Well, let me reword that and say they don't have to give us what we expect or what we want. And on top of that, because it's now free, the other question is that also less incentive for them to not only release less content, but also put in less effort? It's a tricky one to answer, and we can kind of see the results of what's happened since Warzone has become free to play. We all know that Call of Duty, every single year, whether we determine it to be a flop, a bad game, or good, no matter how much hate or praise it gets, no matter how many bad things Activision do, Call of Duty is always the #1 selling video game every single year. It just is. It doesn't matter if it's good or bad. But you will have seen for the UK sales this year, Vanguard has the worst Call of Duty launch in over 14 years since Modern Warfare back in 2007, which you could say is a sign of what's happening to the main games. There are multiple factors you can put this down to. People are just tired of COD releasing every year. They have other games to play, or as I've been saying, Warzone is now free, so there's less incentive to buy COD. However, as you'd expect in the US, Call of Duty is still the best selling game, where you can see in 2021, Black Ops Cold War came out #1, Vanguard is #2, and that's just released. This is for the whole year, and if you want to count just November, in the US, Vanguard is top. So this goes to show people are still purchasing COD, but I do feel this, as we go on, might continue to drop. As Warzone gets bigger, as they release less content in the main games, which I think they will do, I think the sales year on year of COD will continue to drop. However, because they are already so high, I still think COD for a long time is going to continue to be the best selling game when it releases. That's just how it's been since, God, I can't even remember. At the end of the day, it's still Call of Duty, it still has that name, everybody knows this video game franchise, but as for the content you get in the main games, it seems to be getting worse and worse every year. In my opinion anyway, I think the quality of content has dropped since Warzone released. It definitely does come across that that's their main focus now, that's what they really care about deep down, and that's just the sad truth. Zombies doesn't generate them much money compared to Warzone. Multiplayer doesn't generate them much money compared to Warzone, although they're both similar compared to zombies. Because Warzone has a bigger player base, that means there are more players to purchase season passes and bundles. And then we have the campaign, which doesn't generate them any extra revenue after the first purchase. So unfortunately, I do think as we continue on over the next few years, the quality of the main games and the content that comes after for zombies especially, or whatever the third mode may be, and the multiplayer and the campaign will drop. But yeah, I thought this was an interesting discussion to have. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. I'd be interested to hear what you guys think. Make sure you are subscribed to stay up to date with the latest videos on the channel. Thank you all for watching, and as always, I will see you in the next video. Until then, goodbye.